Hello, lovelies. I thought that I could record this in landscape, but they're telling me now that this just happens in portrait. So, which is why you're looking at a whole lot of stuff above my head. This week's channel. So, just for a moment, last week I was a little bit sequestered. It was time to really connect with my guides, with my collective. And this is what I understand about what's happening now and what Mama, what Divine Mother wants us all to know. So first and foremost, you are so loved and you are so safe. Just know that. She asks that we be aware that there are two viruses, okay? There is the physical virus that is causing changes for us as a collective, as the Earth Collective. And there is the fear virus, right? There is the emotion that this is creating for everyone. And like, as if to demonstrate, my two sister cats just started like fighting viciously with each other. You might even be able to hear them in the background. So, so here's the deal. What's really important is to learn what we can from the virus, right? So there is a message of hygiene, and I'll get into that in just a second. And I'm going to take notes to try and corral myself. And there is, first and foremost, this, in having that awareness that there is the physical virus and then there's the emotional virus, right? That's being relayed and broadcast. We have a choice. We always have a choice, right? So I had a dream the other night that I was being assaulted. And this being had like kind of, this is going to sound very presidential, but this being had reached in and grabbed me by the vulva. And I'm laughing, but my myself in the dream was terrified. Just like when I was a child, I was screaming without making a sound. Like, I don't know if this has ever happened to you in a dream, but this was like me. I was like, right? Like, I don't want this. And of course, we don't want this. We don't want this virus, right? We want everyone to be healthy and safe. What was really interesting was, as I could see my body in the dream experiencing this terror, there was the rest of me, right? That was kind of observing, that was observing and noticing that I had a choice. So that my wholeness was like, back. I don't want that. That being, entity, projection of myself, whatever it was in my dream, released me and I woke up. And I woke up, this is going to sound really airy-fairy, but I woke up and I saw the face of our mother, and I saw all the little lights that are my star sisters, because I'm one of a collective of souls here on the planet, and you may be among us who are here to midwife in this next era of balance. You may call it the rising feminine, you may call it the balance between yin and yang, whatever your name for it is. It could be like the wilding, rewilding. It's all of those things. So we're here to kind of reconnect us with Mother, reconnect us with Mother, this divine being that's allowing us to play on her surface. So what is it about this virus, right? What is the lesson here? Hey, Francis, thank you for joining. So one of the first things that came through was this message of hygiene, right? It's like the most obvious one. Everyone's being told, like, wash your hands, don't touch don't touch surfaces, touch your face, right? And you think about it, it's nothing we haven't heard before. right? Your school teacher, your mother, your doctor, the other piece too about, I'll come back to that in a second, but caring, mothering really for others. Okay, so first and foremost, our own personal hygiene, on an individual level and a collective level. So this virus was created by fear, and it itself is creating fear. Like I see the patterns, like the fear, the physical ramification, the fear, the physical ramification, because we create from what we, believe, think, project, feel. So just like me in my dream, we don't want to go up into the ivory tower, right? We're not going under the Bodhi tree and like disconnecting from what's happening on the planet, right? We're not bypassing the experience. We are here in the collective, and so it is important to stay aware. And it's important not to buy into the fear virus, okay? If anything, that's the even more damaging one, right? Almost literally, because the virus itself is dangerous, but for most people, our bodies, our immune system, even with all of the things that we've done to compromise our immune system environmentally, through chemicals, through plastics, like what all this stuff, we're still able to handle it. And it's really those that are immunocompromised among us that we need to mother and protect, okay? So the hygiene starts on a physical level, right? You can look to the CDC. You don't need me to tell you what to do, right? And there is hygiene on a spiritual, energetic level, which is that same sort of thing. Don't take on other people's stuff, right? Like, don't touch the table. Don't come into the room, feel someone else's feelings, and then, like, allow that to attach onto you and like drain from you, right? We have a choice with these things. So my darlings, my highly sensitive beauties, my empaths, my gorgeous ones who are so permeable, like Gaia herself, like Divine Mother herself, right? You are being called to a higher level of hygiene, meaning I am responsible for what I let in. I can be aware of it, but I don't need to let it take over this, because internally I know I am infinite, I am eternal. Mother Earth, Gaia, is here. She is way more evolved than we are, yo. She will be here. Like the Earth is not ending. Like we might, like some people might be believing that we're like messing it up for a human existence, and that's very possible. We've done that multiple times, right? The Great Flood, Atlantis, whatever, like been there, done that. She kept going. We came back to try again. Okay, so very, very important theme of really start to consider and think about that hygiene. And here's the thing, like, what she is reminding me to tell you is that hygiene sounds so clinical, doesn't it? It is really about love. It is really about unconditional love. I love myself, so I will protect this being, this vehicle, because I have great work to do here yet. I have children to mother. I have my beloved to love. I have all of my community to love. Like, I am here an expression of unconditional love, as are we all. It is also like, I love you enough to be responsible about how I spread my energy around, right? I love you. So I don't want to come in and sneeze my negativity all over you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to like take my like, or like come in. Right now, we are in such a time of 3D where everything is just defined in the physical. Crimes are only defined in the physical. I'm not saying that one day it'll be a crime, but I do know that soon, in the not too distant future, and it's already happening, right? Because we have such a virtual world. We will be aware that, you know what? it is a violation if you are all up in my business without my consent, right? I mean, it's like we know it on an integrity level, even if, our legal system hasn't caught up because they made the laws when, like, before the internet. Like, those guys had no idea this was coming. Hygiene is an expression of love, okay? Hygienic love. It's so silly, isn't it? But really, like, let that permeate. Let that sink in. Let that really inform. I love you so much that I allow you to be you exactly as you are, where you are on your path. And I love me to protect myself. Not as in shield, as in not letting in, but protect as in like rose-colored light, as in what gets out is love and what gets in is love and impervious to everything else. Okay? There's many different ways to shield and protect ourselves, and I can get into more of the practical stuff, but this video is about a channel for what we need to know, what divine mama, divine source wants us to know right now about what's going on, so that we can witness the fear and even feel the fear come up in ourselves. It's not to say, like, fear is not a bad thing. It is just a signal, right? It is like coming up like, whoa, I don't want this, right? Like me in my dream. Like, whoa, this is not okay. You grabbing of my body parts, not okay, right? So same thing here. Like, it is a valuable message. We don't want to, like, eliminate. It's not about being fearless, right? It's about feeling it, not letting it take over. It is a messenger. It is a messenger only. And then we make a decision of like, oh yeah, I'm feeling some fear here. Why? Right? I'm feeling some fear as I'm putting my hand on this, like, and you know it when it's like, just like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous to stand in front of this crowd and talk, and are they going to like me? And will they still love me? That's more like, ego anxiety, but like, you've felt it. That feeling has protected you, where you've just had a little like message, a little like spark of fear, like, you know what, don't turn right there, turn right at the next corner. And then you find out later that there was an accident that happened on that first street. Or like, what happened to me once, I was interacting with this gentleman, and it was a time where I would like, have one night stands and like party, and I just had this feeling that he was very dangerous, and I trusted that, and I found a way to like disengage, right, and get away. Trust the feeling. Yeah, the feeling is important, right? It's how we communicate, really. So, okay, second bit, and then we'll wrap this up, is, so in a way, this virus is just reminding of stuff that we've already always known, which is one, integrity. Like, really, like, yeah. A better word for hygiene is integrity, isn't it? Integrity meaning wholeness. Integrity meaning I don't have to spill over my stuff into you for you to take care of, and I don't have to take on your stuff, as a like, and like put it in my rucksack, even though it's like nothing to do with me. Yes, we're all connected. We are fingers on the same hand, but this finger's journey is different from this finger's journey, is different from this finger's journey, right? Yeah, we're all connected, and we're here to be differentiated. Caring for others. We already know this, don't we? It actually, when I think about, so who's really in danger here, right? They're the people who are immunocompromised. And so really what we need to be doing is, with so much love, taking care of ourselves and our loved ones, and thinking, who do I know who? Who do I know who is a little bit more vulnerable? How can I support that person? Can I say a prayer? Can I do a meditation? Can I send some flowers? Can I send them some food? Can I send them some toilet paper? right? We are simply being called to love at a higher level. We're simply being called to live this life at a higher level of energetic integrity. That is all. So that is like kind of like the overarching. There's so many like it is, and I have a feeling that the virus probably looks like that too, that it like probably looks like a right? I know that like EBV is like that. EBV is like, or the cells that it leaves like are these like these little screw tips, because there's like big and small messages. There's messages that are going to be for you on an individual level and for the collective. This was really more like this channel is really about, this particular channel right here that I'm delivering is like more about that on the collective level. On a personal level, this might be bringing up issues of scarcity, right? That we're being confronted with. Like you're going to the grocery store and the shelves are empty. Right? Like the thing that we feared most is coming true, that there's not enough and that we're running out. And what we're truly going to learn, so I guess there is a third theme, the hygiene, or rather integrity, energetic integrity, this like loving, caring for others. We've always known that this is our responsibility, right? It's why our babies are born so helpless. Hello, they don't pop out like giraffes where they, could you imagine? Ow. Like where they come out and like 3 seconds later, they're like trotting along, eating, feeding themselves. You know, they still need mom. Or like, you know, you can even look at other animals where they just like, they lay the eggs, take off. Babies are on their own, right? Our babies, not so much. They are born like they need to gestate, be supported by mother's body for months, and then even after that, totally helpless, right? Totally needing. And what do we feel when we look at a baby? Come on, think about it. Oh, right? So this is what we're being asked to do. That's all, is just tap that mothering, reconnect with mama, right? We all know how to do that. So who do you need to mother in your circle? And if that's solely yourself, rock on, okay? Because it's not about, right? It's not about a have to or a should or a sacrifice or any of the other things that we've put on top of the concept of mothering. This is pure mothering. Who is the baby? And it might be you. And it might be your beloved. And it might be that you're doing it for each other. It might be your neighbor. It might be someone you haven't talked to in a long time. It might be the father from whom you're estranged. That, you know, now in this uncertain time, maybe you're getting that message like, maybe now is to do the phone call. He's getting old and we don't know what's on the other side of this. And maybe now's the time to pick up the phone and say, just so you know, I forgive you and I love you. Because in the end, really, don't we? Really? You know? If that feels right. Right? Again, no shoulds here. There are no shoulds. Do not should yourself. Do not think about what you should be doing. Really, like this is why we're all being, right? We're all kind of drawing in. It's creating this very natural meditative space for us. Self-reflective time, right? We can't go out to the restaurants. We can't go out, you know, it's like, we're really like, here, take this time. Take that stillness. Let's take that time off from all those outside distractions and all that. Who do I need to mother? How do I need to mother? Where, like, am I in my integrity energetically? Where could it use a little tune-up? Where might there be like a little, right? Like, just check in. We have a sense, right? And that third theme that I didn't write down, and I should have written down, because now I don't remember what the third theme was. Does anyone, Francis, you're watching, what did I say the third theme was going to be? Integrity with our energy. Love. That's all I got right now. There is more, and it'll come later, and it's all okay. I send you so much love. You are so loved. You are so safe. And from my heart to yours, I love you. Take what you need and pass it on. Bye, darlings.